Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my Back to Beauty No Buy year. This year I'm concentrating on using my makeup and not buying any. Today I'm using my makeup to bring to you my April in review. If you're new to my channel or to these videos, every month I tell you about some top products, some bottom products, a palette that I've been loving on, and a few shenanigans in between. So let's go ahead and get into the bad news first. There's only two and I have quite a few favorites, so we're gonna roll like that today. One product I have on me and the other I do not. The first product is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Longwear Concealer. I have mine in the shade Latte. I did get this as like using my points at the BoxyCharm like charm room, but hopefully you'll be able to see, maybe. This is a very thick and sticky, tacky type of concealer. Absolutely not an option under my eyes. It is too thick, it is too sticky, so therefore having to set it down and it being as thick and emollient as it is, it clings to powder and therefore makes the under eye look very cakey, very old and wrinkly and dry. This is an option for spot concealing. I did use it on my gigantic friend here today. So this is an option for spot concealer. I will put it in that category within my inventory, but this was a big fail for me and I'm kind of regretting the fact that I spent so many points to pick up a concealer, not really knowing a lot about it when I did that, and even investigating whether this would be a good fit for me. All right, so the other bottom for this month is a product that I put in my empties and then didn't save the packaging for this video, even though I knew it was going to be in the bottom. Fail! But that is the Sunday Riley Good Jeans, and it's not about the product, because if I'm being honest, I don't think that this product had enough product in it to allow for me to form my full opinions, to be able to talk about results, if any, that kind of thing. I will link my empties video up in the cards for you, so that if you want to see more what I'm talking about, you can check out that video. But it's the tiniest amount of product I have ever seen in a skincare. It is a half of a fluid ounce worth of product for $55, and with the Luna Night Sleeping Oil, that is a lot of product because you're using 4 drops maybe every day, which usually not for me. And so I literally went through this product in less than 3 weeks, and I was alternating with the Luna Night Sleeping Oil, so I'm not for sure why it comes in that small of a package. I don't know. It just really miffed me off. I thought at first that I had broken the pump on it because nothing more was coming out. Pumping, nothing's coming out. So I tried several times to get it open, and I was like, you know, if I could get it open, I could scoop it out and put it in a different container. But because I couldn't get it open on my own, I thought, well, maybe it's like that because you're not supposed to expose it to air or whatever. And then one day I was like, all right, I'm either going to get into this packaging to get the remaining product, or I'm going to break it trying. And so I did that and I pulled it out, and sure enough, there was no product left. And I was just astounded by how little product was in there based on the number of uses I got, and the number of uses I got was also based on following the directions. It says 2 to 3 pumps. I err on the low side always with my expensive skincare, so I was doing 2 pumps about every other night, and it lasted me less than 3 weeks. So that's in the bottom for me. So the first product in my top products for the month is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. Again, if you saw my empties video, I had a breakage in my Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. And so I now can use this pencil, and this is my preference. Let me roll it up just a titch. This is exactly what I'm looking for in a brow pencil. It is very, very precise. I feel like I fill it in my actual brow area and not over and above that like I did with a larger tipped pencil. So I do really like this one. The other thing I really like...
Whoa, which way are we going here?
The other thing I really like about this pencil is that it's a good shade for my brows. I don't find it to be overly warm or cool. Somewhere in the middle, somewhere in the middle, and you know, I'm just really, really glad to be using this product. It is $10, but I find that to be extremely reasonable. We'll find out just how long this lasts, and you know, ultimately, I think this is a good option. I'm fine with $10. Another product that I'm really loving right now is the NARS Climax mascara. This is just a little sample guy that was a gift with purchase. And here's what I like about it. I'm going to show you the wand here. This is what the wand looks like. Natural bristle brushes, a slight indentation in the middle of the bristles. But the thing I really like about it is this pointed top to it, which seems completely inconsequential, yes. But for me, I find that I can get to these outer lashes on the top really well as kind of wedge this at the outer V and get to those lower lashes even better. The formula is really nice. I've had this open for a month or so now. It's not drying out, doesn't flake, doesn't transfer. I just really like this. It does everything I want a good mascara to do. It coats and lengthens my lashes without thickening them too much or making them clump or anything like that. I like to look like I have naturally beautiful lashes, so this is a really good choice for me. Briefly want to talk about skincare. Now, I am going to compare this product to another product that is very high end. I'm not going to go so far as to call it a dupe, but I'm going to tell you that this is pretty damn close. So the product is the CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream, right? Yes. And I just on a whim picked this up. I normally use the PM moisturizer from CeraVe that has the pump on the bottle, but just on a whim I picked this up and I was reading it. I guess the information was probably on the box, but when I was reading the information on the box, it talked about it having peptides in it, which is something that I am interested in incorporating in my skincare routine, if you will. So, but the reason why it tripped my trigger and I wanted to purchase this product was because I had tried a product from Drunk Elephant called the polypeptide proteiny something or other, but it is like $70 and it's a moisturizer and it has peptides in it, and I loved that little sample. I think it's part of the one of the options for the birthday gift at Sephora this year, so it's possible that a lot of you have tried it and loved it like I do. However, I cannot or will not ever allow myself to pay $68 for a nighttime moisturizer. I've talked about before, I see moisturizer as a way to seal in the good things and the nice things and the active products that I'm putting on my face, especially at nighttime. How this compares to the Drunk Elephant proteiny polypeptide whatever is, number one, it feels cooling when you put it on the skin. It's almost, and it's not cooling in like minty or anything like that way. It's like the minute you put it on your skin, it feels cooling because it's like it's instantly hydrating your face. And this is definitely a thicker night cream than what I generally used, like the nighttime CeraVe one that comes in the pump bottle. It's a very thin and lightweight, which I like, and that's just fine. But this feels much more rich and luxurious and like it's actually doing something for your skin versus just moisturizing your skin. So I do think this is super comparable to the Drunk Elephant. You know, I can't tell you long-term results wise because the Drunk Elephant was a sample that lasted me a couple of weeks at nighttime use only. But I have had this for about a month, and I feel like I'm putting the Drunk Elephant one on my face when I use this one, except for the fragrance. Drunk Elephant one has a slight soft fragrance. This has no fragrance. So I highly recommend this. I do have combo to normal skin currently. I will be interested to see how this fares with my skin come summer when I'm definitely more combo to possibly lightly oily. So another favorite for the month is more of a category than anything, and that is cream blush. I'm very lucky to have such a beautiful friend in Angela for many reasons, and one of the small reasons is because she likes to share things that she loves with the people that she loves, as do I. Anyhow, she did sneak this into my beauty space before she left from her last visit here, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible, oh, that's the French side, Longwear Shaping Stick Blush in the shade Sexy Flush. This is a beautiful soft pink. Can you see it at all? It's not super apparent. And this is definitely more emollient than the other option that I'm going to talk about here. But I do like this one. I find that this one is definitely buildable, as well as I feel like this one looks more natural than the one I'm about to speak on, because even though it's a cream product, it's not radiant in any way. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but it's just a great option. I really like this one. I think L'Oreal is onto something with this. And I would like to try the other shade, whatever it is. And then my other option is my Ulta Lip and Cheek Color Stick. This is in the shade Punchy. And this is definitely a radiant or glowy blush, which you can see from the stick itself right here. And this one is definitely more apparent. However, I feel like this definitely looks like a blush on my skin. My skin is not naturally that radiant, but it is either way, it's a beautiful blush. I mean, I love blush. I don't care if it looks natural or not, but it is nice when you do have a natural looking option for blush if that's the look that you're going for one day or a look that you go for regularly. So I'm loving cream blush this month. I'm still hoping to acquire a cream bronzer at some point. I just finished one cream highlight and I have 2 more waiting on board to be used. So I'm hoping to make some progress on a lot of these cream products this summer, because when I'm not wearing foundation, I am far more likely to reach for cream products. And then the last top for this month is really the top of them all. I've been looking for at least 2 years now to find the perfect red lipstick. You've seen me wear this several times this month, including in Pan That Palette partner looks and so on. And that is the Smashbox Be Legendary Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Boss. Someone did clue me in as to what this means, and I will put it on the screen for you because I can't remember things like that. But thank you to the person who educated me on the fact that this is pronounced Boss, even though it's spelled B-A-W-S-E, and that it does have a meaning when applied to any particular person. But that being said, I freaking love this. It's something that I may have to purchase after my no-buy year and after this one runs out, of course. But this is my perfect red lipstick. All right, so let's talk about the palette of the month. If you're new to these videos, every month I talk about a palette that I have been loving reaching for. This isn't a new palette because I am on my no-buy year, but maybe it's a new favorite or maybe it's a forgotten favorite. You never know what's going to happen in these videos. And this month, I was a little bit surprised by my choice, but I stand firmly behind it, and that is the Bad Habit Athena palette. This is a dupe palette for one of the Huda Beauty palettes. Oh, I use this in my Colorado Sunrise eyeshadow look, which I'll link for you. And this was the perfect palette. And through doing that look, I just realized how much I love this palette. I have used it intermittently over the last year that I've owned it, but this actually has some really interesting shades in it. You have a couple of duochromes right here that I'll swatch for you. This first one is called Gleam, and the second one is called Epic, and that was the one that I used in my look, and it definitely was epic. I mean, just look at that. It's like every way I turn my hand, it's different. And then another color that I'm kind of low-key obsessed with is this one right here. It's kind of a taupey shimmer and it's called Triumph. And I don't know, if you guys have been around for a while, you may know that I'm a wee bit obsessed with taupe this year. I don't know what it is, but that is stunning. All the metallics in here are buttery and smooth. While they have a lot of dimension to the shimmer shadows in here, they're not chunky in any way. I do detest with a passion this pressed glitter shade down here called Daring. I've used it once and it got into my eyes very easily, even with glitter glue. So if I'm being honest, I would love to just dig this out of here and call it a day. But I love this palette. I really enjoyed making use out of this. I'd like to put this in with my Pan That Palette Partners series here pretty soon so I can get more use out of it. So in terms of favorite tips or tricks this month, or techniques, my favorite this month has been getting back into, or getting into period, more cream products. I don't have a ton. Again, like I said, I don't have a bronzer stick. I do have the two blush sticks that I showed you earlier, and then I have two stick highlighters. This is one from Milk Makeup. It's a mini in the shade Lit. It's a beautiful champagne-y color. And then this one was from my girl Courtney K over at Courtney K Beauty. And then it went to Angela, and now it's here with me. And this is the Hello Fab Mango Butter Multi-Stick in the shade Champagne. And again, it is a champagne. It's this one right here. So these two are very similar, but that's great because I actually prefer like a champagne colored cream highlight over like a gold one. All right, and then the last thing I do every month is I talk about what, if any, I have repurchased or has come into my collection for that month. And this is going to be very brief in April. I purchased two things myself. One, you guys heavily encouraged me to go ahead and purchase, and after a long time of thinking about it and debating about it and the whole thing, I did go ahead and purchase a clear brow gel from ColourPop. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel in Clear, and I love this. I'm so glad that I did go ahead and purchase this. I was just really, really unhappy with my brows. I was using the IT Cosmetic brow power pencil that I really didn't like, and then on top of it I was using this NYX brow mascara in brunette that I really don't like. It doesn't really add any hold to my brow, and the spoolie is quite ginormous in my opinion for a brow product. So it got really messy. I felt like my brows just never looked good with this product and the It Brow Power Pencil. So you guys have no idea how happy I am with my brows right now. I think they look really nice. I love the micro brow pencil, and I'm so glad that I went ahead and purchased the clear brow gel for $6. Woo, big spender. And then last month I told you that I had purchased a new e.l.f. lip exfoliator and that I felt like this one was not going to be a dud like other ones. It has the correct smell. It doesn't smell like straight wax. It doesn't feel like straight wax. There is a conditioning agent, you know, that has the sugar in it. However, it's still really scratchy. I don't know if I all of a sudden just like pussed out on having scrubby things on my lips or whatever, but this does not have a good amount of conditioning agents to where this even like wears down very easily. And so what I did was I went ahead and purchased the Hemp Fresh Infusions Pure Herbal Extracts Sugarcane and Papaya Exfoliating Herbal Lip Scrub, enriched with 100% pure natural hemp seed oil. Looks like this. It's really more like a lip gloss than anything. It does smell really lovely, almost reminds me of juicy fruit gum. So the product comes out of the applicator up here. This does not have a ton of scrubby in it. I'm still on the hunt for the perfect lip exfoliator that is not in a pot where I have to dig it out and make a huge mess. But what I've been doing is putting this on with the little bit of scrubby that it has, but lots of conditioning for your lips. And then I use this more as a tool and go in with this. And it's not quite as irritating to my lips because I have ample conditioning agents on my lips.
So, these are the two things. Where did it go? Oh.
So these are the two big things that I purchased in April, and that means actually that I spent the least amount of money this month of all of the months so far this year. January I spent $24, but this month I only spent $14.99, and that brings the yearly total thus far to $214.54. So I gotta tell you, we're moving in almost to the halfway point of the year, and by now I probably would have spent at least $1,000 if I wasn't on my no-buy year. So I feel pretty good about the fact that it was the lowest month yet, and I feel like divine reciprocity was a thing this month because I spent nothing, but I did acquire an extremely beautiful product and gift from my neighbor. And she's pretty much a diehard Estee Lauder fan, and I think that's great. I think when people know what they like, they probably spend less money. However, this was a product that she had found at TJ Maxx in a different city than in which we live, and she just ended up figuring out that it wasn't the product for her. It wasn't what she thought it was going to be. She thought it was going to be similar and therefore cheaper, having been purchased at TJ Maxx, than her go-to from Estee Lauder. And so I was outside one day and she said, "Hey, would you like to have this? I just don't like it and I don't want to return it now that it's been used." And it was, hold on to your booties, folks. This is big to me. The Kevyn Aucoin Neo Highlighter in Sahara, and that is the Golden Rose Glow one, and this is what it looks like. Can you believe that she found this at TJ Maxx for $18.99? This is a $60 highlighter, in case you didn't know. Extremely bougie. I just love this thing. I'm going to attempt to swatch the 3 different colors for you. I never know if it's actually going to translate on camera. In case you didn't know, this is the one that Hannah Louise Poston uses. Hopefully you can see that there's a difference here. This is the lightest part, this is the rosy part, and this is the more bronzy part. I mean, these are not like punch you in your face highlighters, but hopefully you can see that there is a difference between the 3, especially this bronzy part here. I actually think that Hannah Louise Poston uses hers as a bronzer, if I recall, and she's now on her 2nd compact of this. This was legitimately on my wish list at Sephora before I erased my wish lists at Sephora and Ulta as a part of my no-buy year and, you know, trying to break my shopping habits. I love it so much. So that is it. Hopefully that was ending on a high note. I'm extremely blessed and thankful and grateful whenever somebody passes makeup on to me, because then I get to bring that information to you along my journey in beauty. And with all of that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely top makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon.